Hey, we're back, and we are in first alert mode. When we get the little red graphics up there, and you got the first alert logo back here that's red, you know there's a little something going on. And we have some snow and blowing snow on the way for tomorrow, and then we're talking some bitter, brutal, dangerous cold by Friday, Saturday into the weekend. Hang on, more on that in just a second. Right now, you can see the snow is coming down. We don't really have a lot of wind today, though. So this is, I would say, manageable. We're okay. Roads aren't in horrible shape, although they are getting a little slick in spots, so keep that in mind. We do have some snow cover here. This is 169 and Lookout Drive in downtown. This is over at Owatonna, I-35 at County Road 9, and you can see there is a little snow kind of zipping along the road there. But the real big issues will start tomorrow when the wind kicks in, and that's why we have this winter weather advisory in effect for Wednesday. We're looking at wind gusts from maybe 25 to 35 in Mankato, but once you get to the southwestern part of Minnesota, northern Iowa, we could be dealing with wind gusts from 40 to 50, and with this light, fluffy snow, that could be problematic. So here's the snow now. We're going to continue to see off and on light snow, Twin Cities down to about Fairmont. We have a little more down in northern Iowa. This is round one, which will be over and done with here in about the next couple of hours. We have a second system way up there to the north that is going to come flying in tomorrow. That's going to bring another round of snow similar to the one today, and this one will come packing some wind. Snow amounts overall between now and tomorrow afternoon, about 1 to 2 inches. There could be a few pockets of up to 3 inches. It's very, it's cold, so it's very light and fluffy snow, so it piles up a little higher without as much moisture just because of the cold temperatures. But as you can see here, by tonight, everything zips out of here. We get a bit of a break overnight, and then as we take you into tomorrow, mid-morning into early afternoon, we see this next little band come through, and it's going to be, I think, a little more intense, but it's going to be in and out faster tomorrow. And then the wind is going to kick in, and that's going to be the tough thing. Take a look at noon, 26 in Mankato, but you get out to Worthington, 40 miles per hour by 3 o'clock. 36 in Mankato. We're talking 50 in Esterville, 43 in Fairmont, 50 in Worthington. The wind will die down fairly quickly tomorrow evening, but there will be a spot from late morning through the afternoon into the evening with fairly strong wind and significant visibility problems. And again, if you're not in that advisory, don't let your guard down. There's a chance they'll expand that. It's going to be pretty rough with visibility for a while tomorrow afternoon, just about anywhere. Once we get through that, look at these cold temperatures. These are highs, 10 below Friday, 3 below Saturday. This is our Futurecast wind chill for Friday morning. Minus 41 in Mankato, minus 42 in Glencoe, minus 43 in Olivia. It is going to be brutally cold with highs only in the teens below zero on Friday. Light snow tonight, ending late. Tomorrow, light snow becoming breezy with wind and blowing snow in the afternoon. We're going to have a little break Thursday, 10 above, but then it gets cold. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bitterly cold temperatures with morning lows in the teens to 20s below, and really mostly dry, but temperatures will stay below average through most of next week. That's what's going on. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Northern Comfort, celebrating 50 years serving the